What?
I look like a worm. Hey everyone, I'm back with another...
He's not really in this video. He's being like the audience for this because, okay, you're making so much noise. Okay. Take the chains off. You're just over there with fucking maracas in the background. You're like, Kala Kukaracha. I don't know how to start this.
Start talking.
I'm talking right now. I don't even know how I'm gonna tell this story because ever since this situation started, I have waited so long to just tell this story. Why? I don't know. I think this is one of the more insane things I've literally ever done in my life. Jake is jumping in the background, pulling up his pants, making so much noise, and I love that for you.
Hi.
This is basically going to be the story of how I got out of my high school 2 months early during senior year, went to Coachella, went to Playlist Live. While all that was happening, I faked an entire internship to be able to graduate. Does that make sense to you guys? I don't know, but hopefully it does as the story goes on. This is gonna be something that is dedicated towards everyone in my entire school who knew that this was going on, but also kind of didn't know if this was true or not. Surprise, it was true. I really did scam the whole fucking high school. I love that for me. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Caitlyn Rae, and I fucking hated high school, and I did everything and anything that I could do in my power to not be there. Like the amount of school that I missed all 4 years together, but senior year especially, to just travel or go to concerts is absurd. Like I think I was just not in school more than I actually was in school because I was over it senior year. Absolutely over it. Before I start though, real quick, I'm gonna throw this in super fast. I just opened up a P.O. box because I learned how to be useful and do things that you guys tell me to do, like film story times and do a P.O. box. So I'm gonna leave the address to that in the description of this. Feel free to send me any type of bullshit that you want. I'll fucking accept anything at this point. Alright, so there's this thing in my school called Senior Project that only seniors can do, and you can do it from April to the second to last week of May. And basically what you do is you do a 70-hour internship at whatever you want to do. You can do it anywhere in the world, but most people do it in my town at like elementary schools or police stations, fire stations, and you just help out at that place and you do an internship. Don't look at me because I'll laugh. So in the midst of all that, you write a 10-page paper on what you're doing, and then that is before you start the internship, and at the end of the internship, you come back to school after being away from school for a month and a half, and you do a 15-minute presentation with a PowerPoint of everything that you've done. And it's the greatest thing that my school could literally have ever offered for people, especially people like me who were just so fucking done with high school at this point because I knew what I wanted in life. I knew that I was just not a high school type of girly. I was very much over and I wanted to be done and never see these people again in my life or be in that type of atmosphere. Since you can do this wherever like you want in the world, I originally tried to do it in like Hawaii or like fucking Africa, some random ass place. And I applied to so many different internships and like none of them worked because why the fuck would things work in my life? I don't know. None of those places answer me, so I was like, fuck it, I'll try to do things like more local. Like I'm always someone who wants to just get the fuck out of where I live, so I just tried literally every single state, even Providence, Connecticut. Providence not a fucking state. Rhode Island. Rhode Island, Connecticut, literally anywhere, and then I started to try New York. Eventually found this place. I'm not gonna say the real name of the place just because I don't really want to give their identity out, so we're gonna call them Creative Land. Creative Land was this thing in New York that it's basically gonna be like a gym membership except for creators. Like there was supposed to be this new building space in New York where...
Side note, I said supposed to be because this was actually a startup company, so this place didn't really exist yet, so this is what this company was claiming it was going to turn into.
For like $10 a month, you could go to this building and use all the equipment that they have to film music videos, do photo shoots, like YouTube videos for just people who literally just can't afford $1,000 cameras. Like literally like a gym membership. You can't afford all that equipment, nor do you want to fucking bench press in your kitchen, so you're just gonna pay $10 a month to actually go somewhere. I emailed the lady and I applied for it, and out of like the 40 plus places that I applied to, she was the only one that answered me, and I was like, perfect. Not gonna use her real name, let's call her Marissa. So Marissa and I started to get pretty close around the time that I needed to have this stuff due for my school, around like October last year.
The actual internship itself wasn't due in October. I just needed to tell my school what internship I was doing in October.
And we got on the phone a lot, and she explained to me what her company was gonna be and what I was gonna do for her. And basically she wanted me to like run their Instagram, run their YouTube, do their social media, media, film for them, help plan events for them in New York, like pop-up places, and reach out to other creators and companies, and basically just build the company so that it could be really successful in New York and one day move to like Los Angeles and Boston and all over the fucking world. Maybe London, I don't know. So I was like, cool, Marissa, like, I'm down for this. So during the time period that I was starting to help her in the fall, I wanted to get really, really close with her because she wasn't some weird-ass 40-year-old lady who was like,
I want my fucking business to succeed. You're an 18-year-old little bitch and you're gonna help me.
Like, no. She was so chill. She was like 25. She had dropped out of college to pursue this company, and she was getting loans from the bank, and her dad was helping her out financially with this, and she is literally just someone who's only a couple years older than me who had a dream, and I really wanted to just like connect with her a lot. Like, she had dropped out of college. Like, I'm not going to college. I told her about my YouTube and everything. I really wanted to just build an actual friendship with her. Starting towards December, where like the holidays came up, we stopped talking for a little bit because she just was busy with her own holiday bullshit, and I had my own holiday bullshit going on, and everyone's bullshit was catching up to them, and nothing really effective was going on. So we stopped talking for a little bit. Come January, it was like the last week of January when the schedule in my school just flips and my senior project class started. Oh, I can't wait for this. So the class kind of works like this. For the first month and a half, you're doing the 10-page research paper on things that are relating to your topic that you're doing your senior project about, and just stuff that you should know going into your actual internship. And in that class, you kind of had to share out loud like what you were doing. You had to be in contact with the teacher a lot on how your conversations with your internship person was going. And as days and weeks went on, me and my lady still hadn't started talking yet. And my class had already started, so I really needed to get like on my shit again with her. And I hadn't really talked to her in like a month and a half. So I decided to text her because honestly I was starting to panic that she hadn't texted me, because she knew when my class was starting and she knew that my graduation depends on this internship. Like, she knew how like important this really was for me to graduate. Okay, so I texted her on February 6th and said, hey, can you catch me up with what's been going on at some point? I just got to be updated at some point because I'm in the class now. And she texted me back a minute later and said,
sure, I'm launching the website this Friday.
And then she said that there was
the launch party March 17th, please come. Doing major collabs.
Didn't give me any information on what major collab she was doing, since they didn't have a space for this internship yet because it was a 25-year-old girl running this and she was taking loans from the bank. Marissa had reached out to a hotel in New York and asked them if we could use their ballrooms for meetings for the company, since we didn't have a real space to actually go to. So I asked her if it was going to be at the hotel, and then I said, that's awesome to hear though, I'm pumped. Are you still doing stuff for New York Fashion Week? Because she had told me a while before that we were going to be able to go to New York Fashion Week as press, but I never heard any information on that. And then she didn't text me back that day. So that was February 6th. I didn't hear anything else from her. And then we had February break from school a couple days later, so I wasn't obviously going to work on this during February break. February 25th came and I decided to text her again because I was back in school, and I said, hey, any new updates? And she said,
hey, sorry, just realized nothing sent from last time. Yes, with updates. Launch party is actually the 24th, not 17th.
I was a little bit sketched out because she just didn't give me the update that she switched the entire launch party date of her company. And basically the launch party is just a ton of people from New York that she happened to know. We were all going to meet up at this hotel and just be like,
oh yeah, this company's launching.
Not really fucking too important, but I don't know. I was supposed to be there for that because I was her intern and I was supposed to be doing intern things. At this point, things were already starting to just not look very professional for me. So I was like, fuck it. Like, if she's gonna play this way, not like deviously, but I was like, I'm gonna do my own shit in April, because honestly, I didn't want to do this internship at all. It was so unorganized, and that's kind of what I wanted. I kind of wanted someone who would be flexible and everything. And I guess it's kind of good that she was far enough away that I couldn't actually just be like, oh, I'll come meet you in 10 minutes to the internship. And I could get away with things pretty easily. So I really started to take that into my own advantage. I planned a whole ass trip to Coachella when I was supposed to be doing my internship in April. I was just like, fuck it, like, this internship is clearly not happening. It's clearly just not really working out for me. And I don't think this lady's really gonna care if I show up or not, because it's already looking kind of fishy. And it's gonna get even more fishier, which I loved. It really helped me in the long run.
I'm going to explain this a little bit more. So the thing with senior project is you're not allowed to use the month and a half that you're given to leave school to go on your internship as any vacation days. And if you're caught going on vacation, you are immediately kicked out of the senior project program, and you either can't walk at graduate or you can't graduate in general. So it was a pretty big deal if you got caught going on vacation. And I planned 2 vacations during my senior project time when I was supposed to be doing my internship, which was a very big deal. So I had to kind of keep that like very like low key while school was still going on. yeah, I wasn't supposed to do that at all, and literally anyone at any time could have been like, I fucking hate Caitlyn, and shown a picture of me at Coachella or Playlist Live to the staff at my school, and I could have literally not graduated. So that's amazing. I love being a rebel. Hopefully that kind of clarifies the intensity of this situation a little bit.
So me and my friend Caitlyn planned a trip to Coachella. I booked my plane ticket, my Airbnb, I bought my ticket from a random ass person in the middle of Boston. Everything was great. And then after I planned my trip to Coachella, I was like, fuck it. Let's go to Playlist Live Orlando 2 the week after Coachella, when I'm also still supposed to be doing my internship. So then I booked my plane ticket for that, my hotel room for that, and then I was set. And I now had 2 trips booked during April because this lady just wasn't giving me anything to do. And honestly, I can't hate her for that. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to do this internship. I didn't want to actually work my ass off for something that I didn't want. I'm very picky with things like that. Like, if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to fucking do it. Because I know what I want in life, and I know that I can do it if I work hard. That's why I'm sitting here filming this video right now. That's the fucking tea. So I was like, let's fucking play this game. And this is where things start to get so messy, and I love that. It's my favorite thing about my life. She ends up having the launch party still. Never really texts me about it, never tells me to come, never gives me an update. So I text her on the day of the launch party, and I said, hey, how are you? I just wanted to check in and see what's up. This was like, actually, was this a whole month later? This was a whole ass month later. I'm supposed to be starting an internship for this lady on like April 11th, and I hadn't talked to her from February 25th to March 23rd. In that whole time, I had finished a 10-page paper on the internship that I was doing with her that was completely false, because at that point in school, I had to start fucking lying to my teachers and be like, yeah, this lady's really helping me out, like, we're gonna do this together, we're gonna do this. So I started bullshitting my 10-page paper that I had to have done by a certain date, and it was amazing, and I got through that. So I never heard from her that day. 3 days later, I text her and I go, hey, can I call you today? No answer. I text her the day later and I go, sorry for texting you so much. I just have a lot of questions because we got a huge packet of work for my senior project class. Hope I can talk to you soon, LOL. And I only use LOL when I'm being petty or I'm freaking out. And I was honestly starting to freak out because kids in my class were starting to ask me like,
oh, how's your internship going? Like, when are you going to New York? What are you doing in New York?
I was kind of used to it. I just kind of give them whatever bullshit answers I can pull out of my ass. She texted me 3 hours later after that text finally and goes,
hi, Caitlyn, sorry I'm just getting back to you.
After a month? You're sorry that you're getting back to me after a month. Okay. And she goes,
I've been getting a million messages since the launch party. Are you available Wednesday at 3 for a call?
and I go, yes, I can't wait to hear all about it.
Okay, perfect. Let's do 3 p.m. tomorrow.
So March 27th is the day that happened. What's the day after March 27th? March 28th. Do I have any texts or calls from her March 28th? No, I don't. So I text her on April Fool's Day because at this point, my life is a joke. This internship is a joke. This lady is a joke. Everything in my school is just a joke at this point. And I said, hey, I know we totally missed our call the other day. Is there any chance we can talk tomorrow? She didn't answer. April 2nd, I text her and go, wasn't sure if you saw that last night. Surprise, she didn't answer again. April 6th, I text her and I said, hey, sorry to text again. Just really need to talk to you about stuff. My graduation kind of depends on this. And I already told her this. She knew this and she still didn't give a shit. And she goes,
hey, Caitlyn, sorry we missed our 3 p.m. call. No need to apologize. Have you been trying to contact me?
Yes. Do you not see my messages with you? Like, what? I said yes, and she goes, what's up with school? And I literally said, so next week is my last week of school, and then I'm out of school for senior project. But I'm totally going to Coachella next week. Because at this point, she couldn't stop me. I was going to Coachella in a week. And so I said, I just wanted to know what new updates you have with the company. And then this is where I start kind of asking her to like scam my way through this with me, because she was not giving me any type of information or work for this company anymore. The last time she had me do anything useful was in December. So I basically started to ask her if like she would forge things for me. And then so we talked on the phone, and basically I told her, okay, so since you don't have anything planned for me, can you just help me graduate, basically? I'll do anything that you need for me online at this point. Can you just give me permission to just start forging your signatures on these paper that my school is going to need every single week as senior project time period is actually going on? Because basically during this senior project time period, I need to go to my school, or I need to take pictures and email to my school sheets of paper where I just write down what the fuck I've been doing and what my internship person is saying about my work so far. And she was like, yeah, that's totally fine, like as long as like I'm just not gonna get in trouble. And I was like, no, you're not gonna get in trouble. If anything, I'll get in trouble. So we were on the same page. April 10th was the last day that I officially needed her, I thought, because April 11th is when senior project started. And basically at this point, I was leaving school to do an internship that did not exist. It wasn't happening. When people started their internships on April 11th, they were going straight to like a police station or a fire station or to a fucking kindergarten or a puppy play place. I don't even know. Me? No. I was getting on a plane to California for the first time. The place that I literally had dreamed of going to all of high school, all of middle school, and I just wanted to go to California and live my best fucking bullshitted life and do whatever the hell I wanted to do. And I was gonna have the best fucking time ever, and I was gonna go to Coachella and have my ass out and take pictures and kiss boys. I did both of those things and it was amazing. So my last text with her, basically, were on April 10th. I said, hi, I have a form I'm going to need to send to you later. I need you to fill that out by Monday. That would be fantastic. And after that, there's nothing else ridiculous for you to sign. And basically, it kind of took her a week to sign that for whatever reason. But April 17th, she texted me and said,
everything was printed, filled out, and faxed.
And I go, fantastic. That's all I needed you to do. I just needed some bullshit document that my school needed for her to sign, give it to them, and then I wasn't going to have any more interrogation from my school at all with documents. So whatever, perfect. She had that signed by April 17th. That's all I really needed. I was already out of school by that point, by the time that she sent it in. I just emailed them and said my internship lady just like forgot to send it in. Like, I'm with her, it's fine, like everything is okay. My school was under the impression I was in New York, and I was like, I'm with her, like she'll send it in so soon, like I'm with her right now, like she's gonna fax it. They were like, cool, take your time, it's not that big of a deal, we believe you. That's funny. That's a joke. Coachella was over by the time that she actually sent this form over, but I was still in California. My school thinks I'm in New York. My internship lady doesn't really give a shit what I'm doing at this point, so everything is just a fucking mess. So after Coachella ended, I was going on a family vacation too, because why not just add a third vacation for me in the month of April? So after Coachella ended, all my friends went home, and I actually got to stay with Jake, who was doing a real internship in California at his aunt's house. So like we ran around and we had a blast in LA together, and like
yes,
I was at like his internship with him. We were just goofing around in LA together, just being like the girlies that we were. And the whole time, and he would just be like, Caitlyn, like, what are you doing? Like,
I know.
How are you getting away with this? Like, what were you thinking? Like when
I'd be like typing away, like doing like press releases, cause like that's what I do. And Caitlyn's just like sitting next to me. She's like on Twitter. And
I'm just like, I just went to Coachella. Like, yeah. Now what?
I'm like, well, I was the only one that knew that this was like going on.
Well, no, people from our school started to catch on. Like, when I just was pulling answers out of my ass, like in the classes and stuff that just didn't make sense. But I was the only one that knew like exactly what you were doing. Yeah. So like I knew everything. The whole time I was like, this is so gonna work. She was like, should I not do this? I was like, do it. I was like rooting her, and I was like, do it, bitch. Bitch, scam the school, scam the school. I was like, Jake, how should I like be looking at this? Like, should I think I'm a shitty person, or should I just be like, this is cool, everyone else in my school is doing a literal 70-hour internship, and I am just acting my way through it and doing everything that I actually wanted to be doing with my time, because 4 years in high school was enough. I wanted to be out in April. I wanted to be done. I couldn't fucking lift a finger for anything school related at this point.
No,
I was burnt out. High school was never my thing.
No.
And then after my vacation with my family in California, I went to Playlist Orlando the next week. This is where things start to kind of fall apart for me, because I start to get just like so anxious about this. I'm like, okay, like I've been bouncing around the past month, but now like it's coming up on May, and I have to do a 15-minute PowerPoint presentation on an internship that doesn't exist. And I don't have any documents filled out. I haven't been talking to my lady. There's no type of pop-up event that's going on anytime soon. She told me there was supposed to be another one in April. Nothing is happening at this point, and I'm just like, oh no, it's not looking good for me, because I still have to go back to my school and present them an internship. I can fucking fuck around the whole month as much as I want to, but there's gonna be a point in time where I actually have to do something productive to still be able to graduate. So April 25th, I get an email from one of the teachers at my school, and I'm in the middle of Playlist Orlando at this point, okay? I'm bouncing around with a pineapple drink. I was just having a blast in the sun, just being in YouTube land with all the fucking YouTubers and bullshit. So I get an email saying that my fucking internship lady forgot to sign one part of the document, which shouldn't have been that much of a big deal, but my school decided to make it a big deal, whatever. So I text her and I go, hey, can you just sign it again and just send it back to my school? Like, you don't really have to do much else. Like, it is not heavy labor. You just have to sign the back of the document, your name, and you'll be fine. I sent her that. She didn't answer. I text her a couple hours later on April 25th again, because I'm really starting to freak out. I said, just let me know when you see this, and if you have a chance to talk on the phone, that would be great, because I have a deadline that Friday I'm texting her on a Wednesday that I really need to submit to my school because I've already missed 2 deadlines now just because I was literally so busy in California that I didn't have time to do it. And I told my school I'll get to it at one point. They were like,
okay, girlie, we believe you. Hope you're having a blast in New York.
And I was like, what the fuck's New York? I'm in Orlando and LA. Text her on Thursday and I go, hey, not sure if you're getting these messages. My message sends as green, which is just amazing. If you're having an anxiety attack and you need your messages to go through and you see it go as green and you're like, did I get blocked again? Is her number fucking broken? I don't know. I'm freaking out. I text her 2 days later and I say, is everything okay? I'm losing it.
Okay, clarifying this. The reason that this document was so important and that I couldn't forge it is because she also forgot to write not only her signature, but her social security number, her address. Like, she left a lot of things blank that I can't just make up on my own. I can't forge that shit. I can't make up a social security number because what if my school tries to look it up or they try to look up her address or literally anything. So I needed her to sign this document so badly because I can't make this up. I still have zit cream on my head from literally last night. That's so cute. And because I was going back to school soon, like literally the very next week, if I didn't have this document that they thought that she had signed literally in front of me because my school was under the impression I was in New York the past month, if I didn't have this document signed, I would have had no excuse as to why I could never have just sat next to her in my internship and been like, hey, just sign this paper. So if I literally didn't have this paper when I showed up to my school the next week, I would have been caught because I would have had no explanation as to why I couldn't get a simple paper signed in the past month. So I was losing my shit.
I am so freaked out at this point because it's hitting me like I was just sitting in my room at Playlist Orlando and I was like, I have gone the last 3 weeks doing an internship that doesn't exist. I have so many papers that need to be turned in. I didn't turn any of them in. I need to be back in school in like a week just for an hour just to give everyone updates on what my internship has been like, hand in papers, and I have nothing. I don't even know where to start. I literally was like, can I even enjoy my vacation that I'm not supposed to be taking at this point anymore? Like, should I be doing like work? Like, oh my god, I just want to go sit by the pool. So naturally I called Jake and have a mental breakdown. I just remember sitting in my hotel room just on the bathroom floor with Jake and I was like, I might have to tell the school that my internship doesn't exist.
And then I fucking slapped her and was like,
through the phone.
I was like,
I was starting to like give up on myself at this point.
Yeah, the lie was getting to her.
I know, I was like, I'm getting caught up in my own mess. I don't know if I can go through this anymore. I gotta tell them my internship doesn't exist.
I like sat her down and was like, Caitlyn, fucking go through with it. You already went this far, you can't just give up now.
Yeah, but it was just coming to the point where I had to go to school the very next week.
Day, yeah.
And I was like, bro, I have nothing ready.
Yeah.
I have nothing ready. Honestly, I was just panicking. I was like, I cannot even imagine like going to my school and just sitting down with my teachers and being like,
I've lied about this whole internship. This doesn't exist at this point. My lady is not contacting me, and I went to Coachella and I had a blast.
Jake snapped me out of that, and I was just like, okay, like I won't tell my teachers that this isn't actually happening, but I need to get in contact with my lady because, like, I keep saying like my lady, like so formal. I need to get in contact with my lady. I need to get in contact with fucking Marissa. I start calling her. She doesn't answer. Eventually I FaceTime her, she doesn't answer. I call her again, doesn't answer. I call her again, I leave her a voicemail. And then I get a message from her on Instagram. And she says,
hey, just got a voicemail from you. I haven't gotten any messages and I can't call you on my cell phone.
why the fuck didn't you tell me that?
Send me your number and I will FaceTime you from my laptop. Also, if you send me any messages on Instagram, it has to be through here. Someone on my team runs the Creative Land Instagram, so I don't post on there or get any of the messages. Is everything okay?
And I said, thank God, I've tried to contact you for the past week. I've been so stressed, I thought you were purposely ignoring me. You can FaceTime me right now if that's okay with you. And she said,
no, I promise I wasn't purposely ignoring you. That's so unprofessional.
You think that's unprofessional? You literally haven't been updating with me at all about an internship. It still would have been nice if she contacted me and was like, hey, like, are you okay? Like, do you need anything? Like, you're trying to run a company and like, I was trying to help her and she just, I don't know. I FaceTime her that night and she's just like, no, dude, like, everything's good. Like, she's being chill, like, acting like none of this was an issue for me at all, and basically we just talk about it. So she sends my school the document that I need again, and then all is well. I kind of realized at this point that since she had no events that she was planning in New York anytime soon, because she told me on the phone she wasn't doing anything until after my internship was supposed to be done, I couldn't fake an internship in New York at this point. So I was like, well, since I went to Coachella and since I'm at Playlist Orlando, I should probably just say that my internship was at Coachella and Playlist Orlando, and that she gave me passes and flights and rooms to both of those events. So I was like, I'm just gonna do that, honestly, because that's the easiest way out of this. I can act like I was doing work for her at both of those. I'll tell her that I went to parties at Coachella and networked with people and gave them business cards, and I got all these fucking shirts from people at Playlist Orlando because someone gave me a random ass Cameo shirt. So I decided I was gonna go with that story instead of just saying that my entire internship was just in New York the whole entire time. So I decided to just throw New York into the internship in just bits and pieces, and I was gonna write on my papers, oh, I was in New York for these couple days, and I was telling my school that I was staying an hour outside of New York at my friend's house, and I was taking the train in and out of the city every single time that I had to go to the city, to go to the hotel, to go to the people who worked for this company, which didn't actually happen, and give them information that didn't even happen because I didn't do any type of internship at all. I didn't do any of that stuff. I just had fucking fun and partied the whole entire time, and it was amazing. So at this point, I kind of have a script of what my lie is going to be for my school, and I get through Playlist. I've calmed down. I've had some sort of contact with Marissa. I had to go to school the next week after Playlist and just hand in these papers with the signatures and my writing on it of basically how many hours I worked each day and what I did. And I have some of these papers still. So I was just literally bullshitting this left and right. After Playlist was the first time that I met with my teachers face to face after a whole month of not being in school and not seeing any of them and telling them, oh, here's what I've been doing for the past month at Coachella and Playlist. And throughout the next 2 weeks before my actual presentation, I had to start doing a PowerPoint of everything that I had been doing throughout the past month of my internship that didn't actually exist. The actual presentation is me in front of 3 random ass judges that don't know who I am, which is amazing because it's so easy to lie to people that you don't actually know instead of teachers that like you fucking have known for years. So that was amazing. I was like, as soon as I get this PowerPoint out of the way of all the things that I claim I had been doing the past month, and I can just present a random ass 15-minute story time to these people of things that don't actually exist or things that didn't actually happen, I'm gonna be set. It's the week before my presentation, and I'm like, okay, since I originally told my school that this internship was based out of New York, I should go to New York impulsively. I wasn't actually planning on doing work with Marissa at this point because she didn't have anything for me to do in New York. So I texted my friend Caitlyn and I was like, wanna go stay at our friend's house in New York for a couple days? And she was like, sure. So I came up with that plan, and the next fucking day I got in my car and took an impulsive trip to New York and literally just stayed there for 3 days because I was kind of starting to freak out because when I had gone into school to hand in my papers, this girl came up to me and was like, how's your internship in New York? And I was like, oh, I'm actually going there this weekend. And at that point, I wasn't going to New York that weekend, and I was like, all right, I have a really high chance of girls from my school trying to just like blow this for me. So I was like, I gotta throw my whole fucking school off and go to New York, which honestly is kind of excessive. I probably didn't need to do that, but I was so paranoid at this point that someone was gonna try to ruin this for me and try to get me in trouble and try to expose me for not doing something. I don't know why I was that paranoid. I have a very bad history with people from my school. So I was like, I'm going to go to New York and take a shit ton of pictures in New York, prove to people I went to New York, and have actual pictures that were recent of myself in New York to actually put in my PowerPoint presentation. So I did. I went to New York, drove there, ended up with a $150 parking ticket, which was amazing. Shouldn't have gone to fucking New York in the first place. Fuck New York. But yeah, me and Caitlyn just had a 3 to 4 day getaway in New York and just fucked around and took pictures to actually put in my PowerPoint. And now my PowerPoint and my whole presentation is where just this becomes even more of a riot. So finally the day of the presentation came and I was ready to go. I had already practiced my PowerPoint presentation in front of a teacher and a girl from my school, and I was ready to fucking lie to these 3 teachers, get an A+ on this, and literally never just fucking do anything school related ever again in my life. I made a 26-page PowerPoint of a whole ass internship that didn't actually exist. And I actually recorded some of my presentation that I did, and I'm going to play clips of it right now. Yeah, I recorded the whole thing. So I'm going to read some of the stuff on my PowerPoint, and then like I'm going to play some of the clips of me actually giving this presentation just so you can like just hear how much of a bullshit lie it is. So like my whole PowerPoint was 26 slides, and it was saying what Creative Land was, how I chose the internship. I threw in pictures of me with Debbie Ryan, Enrique Iglesias, Justin Timberlake, a Justin Bieber cardboard fucking cutout in it, what my purpose at Creative Land was gonna be, what I learned during my research, a summary of the internship that I did. I said I was in and out of the hotel workspace in New York. I managed the Creative Land social media. I attended Coachella as a representative, attended Playlist Live Orlando as a representative. I threw in pictures of me in New York in my presentation. I gave my input as an 18-year-old social media influencer, set up my own email for the company, updated their website, developed visuals, made content calendars. I ordered fucking business cards from Staples, and I had them all printed out, and I literally handed them to the judges as I presented. So I described what happened during their launch party. I put in pictures that they had on their Instagram stories that I claimed I took. I love being a liar. So I hosted the launch party for them in New York, which was last week, May 12th, and it was at the hotel that we are doing this at. We invited a lot of influencers and singers and artists. We reached out to them through Instagram, email, and there was a lot of performances, networking, and interviews that went on the whole time. And I took all those pictures on the Snapchat of people just singing. You can see someone drawing right there, and the creator of the whole company is up in the top right. I just took a lot of pictures and was just updating everyone with what was going on there. Told them at Coachella that I went to the brand parties, all that stuff. And then I went to Coachella. So I was actually given a pass to go as a representative, which was the coolest thing that has honestly ever happened to me because this stuff is expensive. So I went to brand parties before the festivals, and I networked with other influencers and brands, took pictures and videos, handed out business cards, updated their Instagram and Snapchat. And Playlist Live Orlando, I explained what that was, said that I attended the event on behalf of Creative Land, not true, and said that I did a lot of stuff for them there. I said, what did I learn throughout my internship? That I'm a good ass liar, I'm great at acting, and if I really don't want to do something, I can get out of it. I am just smarter than I thought, I guess. But what I really wrote was that it feels good to be a part of something and taken seriously. My ideas and input are more valuable than I thought. I love talking to and meeting new people. Traveling is my biggest passion. I am very independent and capable of so much, like lying about a whole internship just to get out of school a month and a half early so I can go to 2 events that I wanted to go to and just live my best life because I earned it and I deserved it after the 4 years of bullshit that I had at high school. My last slide was future plans. I said I will move to LA, continue to travel, grow my own brand and work on my own social media, continue to network with others, help out Creative Land again when I can, run away as far from my hometown as humanly possible, and be happy. And it's funny looking back at this now when I said help out with Creative Land again when I can, because right before I filmed this story time, I went on the girl's Instagram and I found out that she no longer is running this company. It doesn't even exist anymore. So I could have just gone to New York to just do realistically nothing for absolutely no reason. I'm ridiculous. Long story short, if you're from my school, thanks for not saying anything and blowing my cover. It was a lot of work, honestly, just to get away with this. I learned that I am pretty fucking smart, I guess. Hollywood, if you need a new actor, I can clearly act out a whole internship that doesn't exist. If you want to make a Hangover 4.
I was just about to say that.
If you want to make a Hangover 4, I'd love to be in it. Thank you to Marissa for really not giving that much of a shit about what I was doing and for just helping me get through this. It's so crazy that I get myself in these situations and they somehow work out somehow, even though they're so bizarre at this point.
Scam your way through high school.
Scam your way through high school.
That's the only way to do it.
If you hate high school like me, there's always a way to get out of everything. If you want a story time on how I cheated on every single one of my tests all of high school,
we got you.
We'll give you that too.
I think we did that every test.
High school wasn't my thing. I got out of it 2 months early pretty much. Had the time of my life. I don't regret it at all because once again, I'm not good at doing things that I don't want to do. I'm just so excited because I've wanted to tell this story for so long just because it's so freaking crazy to me that I got away with this, because there was a lot of points in this that I was like, I can't fucking do this. I can't lie. I can't act this good. I don't even know what my lie or my act is. But I just kind of made it up as I went, and I went to Coachella.
I've been in the view that whole time.
If you want more story times like this, first off, I told you guys you were gonna get crazy ass story times this summer. I didn't lie. Here it finally is. Can't wait to see what feedback I get from this. This will be so interesting. I am a scamming legend. I scam myself into pits at concerts. I scam my way through high school, through internships. We love that for me.
Caitlyn's claim to fame is scamming concerts.
Thank you. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this and follow my social medias for more stuff like this, because I have more and I haven't filmed the story time properly in a while. So if you want more, let me know. I have a lot of crazy shit that I've done that I will gladly tell you. We'll see how this one goes. Shout out to my school if you ever see this.
Love you!
Love you. Had a great 4 years there. Okay, my camera's dying. I have to go now. Bye. Thank you so much for watching, and yep, I'm insane. Sorry. I can't do anything about it. Okay, bye.
With my feelings on fire, guess I'm a bad liar.